getting in the face of the security guards. The signs and saying,
welcome in, folks. It's erupted. Minnesota, Minneapolis, again, non-stop protests. Once again, for the ICE agent who shot and killed last week Renee Good. As these people it's erupting on a Tuesday. As some people think these are paid protesters, and they want these people to come out.
Over 50 Democrats have signed onto articles of impeachment against Homeland Security.
They wanted an impeachment. They want an impeachment on Donald Trump. This is a hotel where they believe the... hello, Dustin Nunez. Mike.
I believe we had one recently where Ellen Omar...
This is a hotel where they think... They believe that the ICE agents might be here, and they're making noise, King Big Fishing. They're making noise. Why are they making noise? Well, stay tuned. I'm going to jump into this.
And then finally, self-dealing.
Hey, guys, thank you for liking these live streams.
$20 million.
I put a lot of work in to find the best feed. Let me just lower this. I'm probably going to get copyrights after copyrights, but you know what? America needs to see what the hell's going on. This is a Tuesday in Minneapolis, and once again, it's 7 o'clock, so it's 10 o'clock, Whiskey Tango, East Coast in Minnesota time, I believe 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and these people, they don't work. Well, they do work, but they're paid protesters, and they're making all this noise, come on in on this Tuesday. They're making all this noise because they don't want them to sleep. They want them to come out and lose their temper. Trump has had enough. We got a lot to talk about tonight. Possible air attacks on Iran. They had a meeting today. We'll see if we can get into that in between. A lot is going on right now in the United States of America. This protest is not Iranians. This is the Minneapolis. Kind of quiet in Portland right now. LA, I haven't heard too much, but here, let me, you guys don't need to see me. Let me turn the camera around. It's never a dull moment here. They're not going to stop. Not going to stop. So, what is going on? These protesters are playing music, banging. This is in front of a hotel. I don't know what hotel it is. They are yelling at times, please come out. Please come out. No kings, please come out. Alluding to the ICE agents. They are threatening their lives. Trump is aware of what is going on. Trump is saying this is going too far. I wouldn't be surprised that either one of the staff members, maybe J.D. Vance or Trump, I wouldn't be surprised if he comes on. This is completely insane. It's one thing for a day or a couple hours, maybe 2 days, but when it continues on multiple days and the governor there, Tim Walz, is not doing anything possible to tell these people enough is enough. We don't handle things these ways, and that's what we got. You can read some of the signs. I'm going to be turning the volume up, but I just want to just put out there, viewer discretion is advised. I'm going to say it again. Viewer discretion is advised. I will say this multiple times for YouTube. I cannot control the language. YouTube knows that. You guys know that. If you have small kids, it's up to you. I probably would recommend they go away. You're going to hear some terrible language. Let me see if I get some volume here. Guys, I gotta light a cigar. Bear with me. Give me 1 second, please. I literally just got in the door. I was in a meeting for homeless. Literally got in, got something to eat. My wife says, you better put the TV on. I look for some feeds. Here we are.
MCs at the beginning of the protest just spoke to the security guards, and the security guards called someone on the phone afterwards. I'm not quite sure.
Shout out to Status Coop, C-O-U-P, for making this live possible in Minneapolis. Come on in.
Of old. I don't know. The police officer has like a this high baton.
Welcome in, everybody. I see the comments. Thank you for being here.
This one of the officers inside does have a gas mask prepared, so I'm not quite sure what longer term plans, if this protest sticks out, are going to be.
Cops are getting overtime, Mike says. Paylon, how are you, Paylon? I just want to say one thing real quick. Thank you, moderators, for being here. I just want to say one thing, though, real quick, if I could. Everybody has different views on this, okay? I certainly have my view. Everybody has their view. I don't mind people voicing their opinion on this situation. Everybody should be entitled to their own opinion. All I ask for, you guys can call me out, wish anything on me, but don't wish anything back on anybody on here, okay? That's all I ask for, moderators. You know, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. We got to remember that. This is a world that we got to respect other opinions. There's a lot of different opinions. I talked to a conservative today, and he believes, he doesn't agree with this, but he says, you know, I can understand why people are mad. So I'm just letting everybody know everybody has different views. I have my view. You have your view. Welcome in, everybody. Shout out to Status COUP Coop for broadcasting his feed. I will give you the multiple feeds this evening. Once again, you see my title. Minnesota has erupted again. Massive protests. We have a situation with Iran that I wanted to talk about, but right now this is taken over. Trump has made it clear that he has decided to make the necessary moves in Iran, whether it's air attack, ground attack, cyber attack, you name it. It's probably going to happen in the 24 to 48 hours. We will certainly talk about it a little bit tonight, but let's just go back to some of the footage we have here. They hate the Somalis. This lady says, why do they hate the Somalis?
Trump, the things he has said about the Somali people in Minnesota, in this country, at a level of like, I don't even want to repeat them honestly, but what does that mean, like the President of the United States?
Shout out Ken Big Fisher. Thank you for being here and thank you for the membership. If one of the moderators can just put in, when you get a chance, viewer discretion advised.
Yet they're being targeted based off an appearance. It's extremely sad, and it's sad to see that our future children are...
Welcome in, Janine. Welcome in, Janine and Crystal. All right, let me shut up so you guys can listen.
There's no rest for the wicked tonight. Get used to it and get the hell out.
Whoa! Whoa! Get used to it and get the hell out. You heard her. Get used to it and get the hell out. Who's she referring to get the hell out? ICE agents.
I hope that interview came through clear. To say that it's loud out here is an understatement. There's now, somebody had a spotlight, or at least a big flashlight that was going up the top of the building. We are right up against the doors. I think that the security's gone inside. point.
Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, thank you for being here. This is a hotel. I'm not sure if the ICE agents are in there. I don't know if they're sure, but apparently they think the ICE agents are in there. They want them out. They want them gone from Minneapolis. They don't want them there. They feel that this was just not right what happened to Renee Good, and that's where we're at. Thank you.
And we are simultaneously committed to protecting our employees and guests' safety and security. After 3 p.m. on January 13th, all guests must enter and exit through the west entrance located the closest to the front desk. I feel like they might have had, this is a nicely printed out sign.
We appreciate
They might have known something like this.
Status Coop, COUP, for bringing this live to all of us. Shout out, subscribe to them if you haven't already. That is the hotel. Ladies and gentlemen, should ICE be removed from Minneapolis? Yes or no?
Read the sign. I respect all parties' rights to express their point of views. The printed out sign on stationery type of thing. So I have a feeling that they might have known that this was coming by inviting, federal agents, ICE agents. Into
a lot of no's, a lot of hell no's, a lot of hell no's and no's and no's and more no's. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, Susu. Long-time subscriber. Henry says no. Paylon says no. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. We have a massive... these might be... What do you guys think? It looks like about 500 people here. It's hard to tell. I would say at least... I would say about 400 or 500 ABC. Amen, Janine. Janine, amen. Exactly, Janine. Ken Big Fisher says no, because they were put for no reason, right?
Somebody is shooting off fireworks. Inside?
Yeah. Welcome in our loyal subscriber, Ozzy Ray. Thank you, Ozzy, for being here. I like that, Palon. Palon, I like that. Somebody says I need more ice. I need more ice. No, this is not an Iranian protest right now. This is a Minneapolis in front of a hotel where ICE agents, to believe, are at. Now, I do appreciate the moderators for being here tonight. I also appreciate the donations, memberships. I want to call some names real quickly. Mike M, Janine, Crystal Richmond. Hey, real quickly before I forget, our prayers and thoughts are with our moderator, Lemon J. Our prayers and thoughts are Lemon J, who has been, she's stable but been injured for a little bit. It's been hospitalized. So our prayers and thoughts are with Lemon J.
Four
Lemon J.
songs that people have are "We Love Our Somali and Afghan Neighbors," "Ice Out," MSP, "Melt Ice," a fantastic sign that somebody made that says Christy Gnome, and it's NG for GNO, and it's a gnome in a clan outfit.
Maybe you give me a soda and Diet Coke. Thank you for the prayers for Lemon J. Palon. We appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, shout out to Kentucky. Jeffrey, welcome in, Jeffrey. Somebody says get a job, lefties. Yeah, I think they have a job. You know what that job is? I'm hearing from my sources, a lot of these people, not all these people, but a lot of them are being paid protesters. Because why the hell don't these people work for a living?
Another great sign you might be able to see on camera reads, "Hail Mary, full of grace, kick ice out of this place."
Hey, congratulations, Ken Big Fishin'. Here's here's a $2 a month. You can also be green. Ken Big Fishin', thank you. 5 months. Ken Big Fishin', you totally rock, my friend. You totally rock. Thank you. Shout out to Ken Big Fishin'. Ken Big Fishin'.
Just been told there's police officers inside, set up in riot gear.
Sorry, guys. I'm doing the best I can. I think I zoomed in too much. These are the police officers inside the hotel. Trump is fed up. Trump is... Frank, welcome in.
Yeah, no gas mask currently on. Police officers inside. They just have, I hate to say, just standard issue helmets and face protection.
Trump is, he's going to bring in more federal ICE agents, folks. He's going to bring in another 1,000 to 2,000 federal ICE agents to Minneapolis, Minnesota. He's fed up. He's had enough. I appreciate that, my friend Ken Big Fishin'. It's not on notice. All of you, all your support for the homeless. I appreciate you as we help out the home. Thank you. Don't let them walk in, somebody said. Exactly. They won't. Somebody said, don't let them walk in. Absolutely not. Okay, shout out to John Wingfield. I hear you, SS. SS, I hear you, SS.
Dental implants in Las Vegas.
Hold on one second,
Get
guys.
your free X-ray exam and consultation.
I appreciate you guys
today.
being here as
And
we
when
gotta
say
pay some bills
free,
here and wait for some
we
ads.
actually
Thank
mean
you so much.
free.
I am Sal.
Don't worry about showing
It's
up.
unfortunate
Only find out
circumstances,
there's an extra cost
but
for the
once again, it's
X-rays.
escalated in
Nope,
Minneapolis.
not with us. Over 500
We're gonna just. I'm gonna lower this for a little bit. I want to bring everybody up to date, and we'll go back to it. I promise. First of all, thank you so much for being here, and shout out to Status Coop. I think it's COUP for them showing us this live. Now, what's happening in Minneapolis? This is not an Iranian protest. I know we've been covering the Iranian protest, what's going on in California and a lot of parts of the nation, and certainly in Iran. We will talk about that soon. Trump had a meeting today, and it looks like he has a tough position. All likelihood, he will be sending troops into Iran and changing the regime. You know, remember this happened under Bush with Iraq. It's a tough situation. I talked to conservatives. I've talked to Democrats, independents. Everybody's got different views on that. It's a very, be honest, scary situation. It's not the same as Venezuela. We will be talking about that. But we are approximately probably 48 hours or less for bringing in the military into Iran. Now, but this is not Iran. This is in Minneapolis, not California right now. I'm sure there's protests in California, but this is in front of a hotel. As you can see, there's police officers inside. They're calling out ICE agents to be removed from the hotel and transported out of Minneapolis. Tim Walz has alluded, we don't need them here. We don't want them here. A weak governor, in my opinion, who's allegedly committed fraud. He's come out multiple statements and admitted that he was aware of fraud. But nonetheless, a woman, may she rest in peace, was shot. We went over this many times. You know, everybody has their mind made up in the first 2 minutes after looking at the video. But I just want to put this in everybody for a minute. The car was a weapon, okay? The ICE agent was protecting himself, his fellow ICE agents, and also the protesters that were there. See, you don't hear this on CNN. He was protecting the protesters in that area. They could have been injured and also killed. His intent was to, he asked her to remove from the car multiple times. She refused to do that. Her wife, the lesbian wife, was a cheerleader. She's, I'm sure she's upset, but she did nothing to try to pull her wife out of the vehicle. For me, that's just as bad. If she had any thoughts and feelings, she would point. Now, a lot of people are saying these people are paid protesters. What do you think? Yes or no? I can tell you this. They've been protesting now for the last couple hours. A lot of these people, I guess you could say they don't work, but some people say they do work. They're working for an organized demonstration. Some parts of Antifa, some parts of a Democrat organization are getting paid. Nonetheless, these people, ICE agents, police officers, have families. They have wives, they have husbands and kids. They want to go home safe. Our deepest prayers are with them. Trump has had enough. Donald Trump has had enough, and he says he'll do whatever he does to step in. What will he do to step in? He will have more ICE agents, probably another 2,000 ICE agents. These people are in front of a hotel, continue to say F ICE, F ICE, F ICE. And the Somalian community, they feel unjustified. They feel that their community, they're hardworking people in Minneapolis, the Somalians, and they feel for them, a lot of them don't really even care. Some do about Renee Good, but the Somalians, all they care about is they feel that they're not doing anything wrong, that they're hardworking. You guys agree? They're hardworking Americans who came here from Somalia, and they feel that they belong there, running their child care, health care, grocery stores, businesses. I will say this, it's been proven they've committed fraud for not just 1 day, 1 month, 3 months, but they've been committing fraud for a couple of years now under the COVID relief and relief money that was sent from the president, Biden, if you call him a president, and Donald Trump. They've taken that money and they sent it through TSA. From TSA, to Dubai, from Dubai to Somalia, and they have been ripping us off, making millions of dollars on our taxpaying money. And I say ours. I've said this multiple times. If you're new, I appreciate the likes and subscribe if you're enjoying this content, so I can continue bringing these live. Unfortunately, circumstances, our taxpaying money ripping us off. 40% of our taxpaying money that we work hard for, or we worked hard for our whole entire life, and they're pissed. So a lot of them are just upset and they want ICE removed. So that's where we're at. I brought it up to you as fast as I can. And these are the police. Okay, it looks like the police officers are coming in closer. Hold on.
It'd be interesting to see if the plan is to wait them out. And the crowd is not waned at all. I still see the same number of people out here. Estimate is around 200 to 300.
Okay, 200 to 300 they estimate. I said 5. It's hard to tell. I was pretty close. Approximately 200 to 300 people out here on this Tuesday, Minneapolis. Cold. Yes or no? Do you think they're paid protesters? Yes or no, or Y or N? What do you think? Are they paid protesters? What thoughts? What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts? Absolutely, Janine says. Couple yeses, a few no's.
The Graduate Hotel here in Minneapolis is also part, like the previous hotel, like the Hampton Inn, that they pulled the sign down from and took the franchise away that said no to ICE staying at their hotel. This hotel is part of the Hilton chain.
Hilton chain.
And Hilton is making a very strong decision in the city of Minneapolis to support ICE agents that are
crazy.
terrorizing the
This
city
is crazy.
that they expect to keep
Hey.
having business in.
Whiskey Tango says yes and no. Yes and no. Gotcha. Thank you, Ken. Let the chicken cry out, somebody said. Let the chicken cry out. That's a good comment. Interesting comment. They are using stolen money to pay them. Stolen money to pay them. What's your thoughts on that comment? What's your thoughts? What's your response to that comment? Interesting comment. Interesting comment. I agree. I absolutely 100% agree with that comment. Holy shit. You got to be kidding me, folks. Brian, the hands must be cold. You would think, Brian.
The mutual aid station is already set up for this protest. There is a person holding up a sign that says snacks and first aid right by the entrance of the hotel. Oh, fantastic sign over there. It says Minnesota nice, and the ice part of nice is crossed out. This is the fantastic sign I was talking about earlier. Christy Gnome, but obviously Gnome is Gnome, and there's a clan member on the front of it.
Yeah, nice tan. Exactly, Ozzy Ray. Exactly, sir. Well said, well said. A bunch of spoiled brats, losers, somebody says. A bunch of spoiled brats, somebody said. Somebody says they're all paid. Yeah, I would say a lot of them are. Not all of them, but I would say a lot of them are. What is the point? Somebody said, exactly. What is the point? Okay, I'm going to lower the volume for a second. We have new subscribers coming in for this evening. First of all, welcome in and thank you for being here. I appreciate the likes and subscribing. What is going on? Where is this at? These are the questions a lot of you have. This is in Minneapolis, okay? This has been an ongoing situation, pretty much ongoing off through today and yesterday. They're pretty much massive protest here. Probably between 200 to 400 people. This is in front of a hotel, possibly a Hilton hotel, I thought. They said these are police officers inside just in case they try to break in. These are protesters. A lot of you think, including myself, because it's my opinion, right, that a lot of these protesters, not all of them, but probably 85% are paid protesters through an organization, through a Democrat party, if you call it a Democrat, because there's a lot of great Democrats or moderate Democrats who also disapprove. So what's happening here on this Tuesday late evening in Minneapolis is they want ICE agents, and thank you for the gifts and the donations that are coming in. I appreciate it so much. They want ICE out of Minneapolis. Most of the blue states, including California and Chicago, are saying the same thing. Pretty much F ICE, and a lot of this is because of they disagree on ICE period, and what recently happened to Renee Good, they feel was unjustified. They feel that it was wrong. Some are saying they're comparing it to Charlie Kirk. My opinion, this is not anything close to Charlie Kirk. Okay, Charlie Kirk was assassinated. He was a man who was speaking his piece. He wasn't breaking the law. He was at a university who had permission in Utah, and he's not with us anymore. And I'm sure Charlie Kirk is looking down from heaven and saying, what is going on? This was a woman, I say this many times, may she rest in peace. I don't want to see anybody lose their lives. Certainly not like that. I feel for the family, but the woman made a bad decision. I believe she was brainwashed from certain organized groups of this Democrat Party and Antifa, and she went out on herself with her vehicle, right? And was in an area that she didn't belong. ICE agents, federal agents, law gave her multiple times the remove from her vehicle. They didn't want to kill her, and she refused to. Her lesbian wife was a cheerleader, did nothing to help. She had plenty of chances to take her wife out of the vehicle, in my opinion, and she would be alive today and probably just, had some charges against her. Maybe it would have been a gross misdemeanor. Maybe it would have been a felony, but she would have been alive and had her day in court or whatever she wanted to do. So it's not even close of assassination in my view. All right. So now let's fast forward. Here we are on Tuesday. This is not an Iran protest. We've been covering that. This is a Minneapolis protest. It's very cold. Be free to agree with me or disagree. A lot of you already have your minds made up. I'm not here to change your mind. I'm giving you my view and what exactly I seen a couple times in the vehicle. And here's the bottom line. These ICE agents are Democrats. These ICE agents are Republicans. These ICE agents, some of them are independent. Some are gay. Some are white. Some are black. Some are Hispanic. Women, I said women. And they are there doing their job. They love their job. As we got to pay some bills. I'm going to turn the camera. I'm going to sit down for a minute. These ICE agents, I don't think people realize that. Oh, they probably do. These are men and women doing what they love to do is protect America, right? And I don't think we're not getting enough coverage of what I just said. And it's a shame it come to this. And Trump, excuse me, I apologize. Let me call myself out again. President Trump, not Trump, President Trump. Sorry, guys, it's been a long day. President Trump, he's pissed off. He's just upset. And I think he's more upset not at the people. I think he's more upset as the fake news outlets that are broadcasting fake, 99.9 of fake news. I think he's upset on the who's ever behind his organized of the party. If you call it a party, I don't call it a party right now. I'm sure there's good Democrats out there. Real quickly, I'm making a point that want to be a Democrat leader, and you'll never hear from he or she because why? Because Chuck Schumer, the head of the Democrat Party, and Nancy Pelosi, who's ready to retire, don't want to see a logical, moderate Democrat come in and destroy what they built. What have they built? They built hate on America. They are for illegals coming into our nation, ripping us off. And by the way, they don't care about them either, okay? All they care about is power, 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 and have a shutdown after shutdown, whether it's a COVID shutdown, a mosquito shutdown, a shutdown for 42 days due to Obamacare that doesn't work, and they're not able to get their agenda when you have this stuff happening. So they are encouraging these people to come out there. Now I'm going to turn the camera around. Once again, I appreciate and thank you for the donations that are coming in. I'm Sal. We've been covering this day after day, day after day. We're also covering the Iran protest that's happening in the United States, as well as Iran. And by the way, the death toll now in Iran is over the thousands. And I guess if there's any good news, Donald Trump says we will step in. We will, give the people their freedom back. We will work on a new regime, whether it happens tonight or tomorrow or this week. But Trump did address the media today saying he's had enough. He's also had enough what's going on with all these protesters. And that's pretty much where we're at. It's very sad to me that we have worse things to worry about, like in Iran, right? We have we have to worry about our finances and everything else, to worry about these protests. And these ICE agents have to worry about, are they going to be safe? They have wives, they have husbands, they have kids and grandkids. This, for me, is a shame. As some subscribers said, for what? A waste of time. Nothing's going to be accomplished. Yes or no? What's going to be accomplished? Am I missing something? Nothing. So there's probably about 300 to 400 people protesting in front of this hotel. So back to the protest. I'll get some volume back for you guys. There's the guy with the frying pan still. Nothing will be accomplished, somebody said. Yeah, nothing.
I feel like I keep saying this, but the energy of this crowd is wild.
It's certainly wild.
Kept up this noise for over an hour and a half at least. They were making this much noise.
Yeah, Ken Big Fish and Ken.
What we got here.
Good comment. It does, Ozzy. It does. It really does. Officers are ready. Police officers are ready. You come in, you'll deal with us. If you interfere, then you'll be handled. It looks like a lot of younger people. I would say the age is probably 18. I don't know, hard to tell. Maybe 40. I would say 18 to 40. Giving the middle finger to ICE. Viewer discretion advised. Guy has a Green Bay Packers cap on. I would say 18 to 40. Maybe 50. I don't see anybody over 50 here. I mean, it might be somebody over 50 that we haven't seen, but they look like they're 18, maybe to 35 years old. Protect your students.
Whether you're watching,
Protect the students.
whether it's through the co-stream
Ice now.
Midas
Ice
Touch, who have been partnering with us and helping us spread our work. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, Status Quo on YouTube.
This is crazy. Totally insane, guys.
And of course,
Totally insane.
Of course.
Totally.
Make sure that you
Completely
if you
nuts.
can, go to statusquo.com
Protesters spoken.
and support our work. For only $5 a month.
Wow, this is crazy. This is totally insane.
Earlier today, the personal details of thousands of Border Patrol and ICE agents were allegedly leaked in a huge data breach. We've been getting some interesting reporting coming in via Twitter that we can't confirm yet about who's on that list, but sensitive, according to the Daily Beast, sensitive details.
Amen,
of
Carmen. Amen.
500
Amen.
ICE and Border Patrol employees, including almost 22,000 agents working in frontline enforcement, have allegedly been released by a Department of Homeland Security whistleblower following last week's fatal shooting of Renee Good. The alleged link to the ICE list, called the ICE list, a self-styled accountability initiative, is believed to be the largest ever breach of DHS staff data. It appears to include names, work email.
Yeah, you know, I'm reading some comments as people are getting tired of this. I think what they're saying, they're tired of these protests. And I am too. I really am. That was interesting and actually a good comment. I forgot who put that in there. I'm sure a lot of you had. It's getting to a point where, I said this before, if you're going to have a protest after something that you are confused about and have your thoughts on, then have it at a park, have it the day after, and have it run organized without this kind of stuff. And this is in front of I believe, a shout out to this YouTuber. I guess it's called Status COUP. Subscribe to their channel. They're doing a fantastic job. But they're in front of a hotel. I believe it's a part of a Hilton hotel, they said, maybe. It doesn't matter. And they have officers inside. And I think it's just sad to see. Hey, I just want to say thank you and pause for a second. Dante Farns, worth $21.26 for the $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate the donations coming in here. And we are fortunate on this channel. We're able to forward it to the homeless population. As Carmen alluded to a little while ago, won't we help out the American people, whether they're veterans, homeless, or are starving people, and people who are not getting these benefits. But anyhow, back to what I'm trying to say is they had a time to protest. They could have done it in a park for a day or two. And it gets to a point where we're tired of it. And a lot of these protesters are probably between, what I can see, 18 to 35, 40 years old maybe. Trump is fed up, and he's not particularly calling out the protesters, sort of say. He is calling out the organizations of the party on the left, the Democrat, who's ever in charge should be held responsible, probably be sent in the prison. A part of it's Antifa, part of it's organized. Now, I don't know if 100% of these people are paid protesters, but I bet you a lot of them are. And I can tell you this. We watched it yesterday. It was Monday in the afternoon. Most people on Monday work, unless you live in Las Vegas, because casinos. But what the hell? All these people don't work. They don't work. They're just out there. What are they doing? Calling in? But my point is this. Trump is upset at, as J.D. Vance says, the news outlets, CNN, CNBC, and The View, they need to be called out. They are not covering the accurate information, okay? If they want to talk about their view on the situation, talk about it briefly. These people are getting hypnotized, brainwashed, other words, and some of these people are taking it a whole nother level. Now, in all means, they're not breaking down any windows. I don't see them, but they're just them being there. I don't know what time it is in Minneapolis. Let me see here. It's got to be what? 9:46, close to 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. And, for them to be screaming, at times banging on the window at 6:15, this hotel is 6:15, and telling the ICE agents to get the F out, leave, calling them names. What happened? Ladies and gentlemen, what happened to America? You kind of expect this stuff in Iran, but not here in the United States. Hold on one second, guys. Hold on one second here. I have a little bit of a problem here. 1 second. Maybe 2 seconds. All right. Is that better? Okay. I think I accidentally hit the mute. I don't know. I think I'm back. Okay. So I never thought I'd see this in America. We're certainly seeing it in Portland, California, and we're seeing it in Minneapolis. For those who are coming in, this is a massive protest. Well, 200-300 people on a Tuesday evening. Some feel that these are paid protesters. I so happen believe that. This should never happen. We got more serious stuff to worry about. We just captured Maduro in Venezuela. Trump is trying to make peace, love or hate him, but you better respect him. He's the president. He's got his hands full right now in Iran. His hands are full. They are upside down. Their economy has crashed. The people want freedom. They are begging Donald Trump and Marco Rubio and J.D. Vance for their assistance. They want help. They want us to go into Iran and take out the regime and change it. It's not easy. I talked about this in a meeting today. Very complicated. Because if you take out the regime, which I agree, who the hell do you trust in Iran? So my point is we need to focus on that, right? Because Israel, there's talks that Israel is going to go in and start a war. We don't want that either. And a lot of these might say, well, you sound like a Democrat. You sound like a Republican. No, I sound like an American. This is a very crucial time right now. And thank God, in my view, in my opinion, we have Donald Trump as president. So we need to focus on that. As far as the ICE agent, let justice do its source. Look, I gave you my opinion on it. Okay, these people need to go home. These people need to be with their family. And, unfortunately, this is probably going to end up escalating, whether it's tonight or tomorrow. People are going to get hurt, maybe more serious. ICE agents, police officers are risking their life. And what do the ICE agents have to do with it? What have these other ICE agents have to do with anything, right? They're there for one reason, and that's to take, in this particular situation, Somalian community or anybody that's illegal in Minneapolis, in Las Vegas where I'm at, or anywhere else that don't belong here, to transport them back to where they're from. A lot of them are murderers, rapists, mental institution, and yes, there's a lot of them that are good people. But even so, they need to come here the proper way and go through the process, and that's what they're doing. And they're also there trying to keep these people safe. And one more time, I'll say this one last time. The ICE agent was not only protecting himself and his life, that he has a family that was who was, I believe somebody ran over him not too long ago. He was protecting his fellow ICE agents that were nearby. There was at least one or two, maybe more. Also, protesters on other side of the street, which if this vehicle did not stop, was a possibility could have rammed into other people, and more people could have been hurt, injured, or deceased. So he did what he's being paid for. And a lot of us can criticize, but I can tell you this. I know I have a family member who worked for police. It's easy to say this could have happened, that could have happened. But when your life is threatened and a vehicle, for me, is a weapon, not for me, it's a weapon. And that weapon is not stopping after multiple attempts. then unfortunately you have to do everything you could to take, you know, that person out of the situation. And unfortunately, she lost her life, and you know, a mother of three. And I said this last night: these kids are without a mother, and she made a bad decision. And now these people are making a bad decision. This is going on now for what? Correct me if I'm wrong. Let's see. Today is Tuesday, right? Let's see. 5, 6, 7 days now, almost a week of these protests. And for what? What will this accomplish? Absolutely nothing. These people are out there risking their lives, interfering with law and order. They're interfering, you know? All right, I'm going to take the time to read some comments, and then we'll go back for a little bit more of what we're witness in front of our two eyes. Let me see here. I'll pull some comments out in a second. Once again, I appreciate the likes. Thank you so much for coming in. It's my pleasure. Unfortunately, in these circumstances, you know, it's hard to even cover what we're seeing. All right, let's see what we got here. All right. Somebody says stop lying. All right. You give a bad name to the Italian people. What else we got? What else we got? Give it to me. Give it to me. I heard it all. Give me the negative, give me the positive, give me the good, give me the bad. All I ask for, you can eat me up alive, but be respectful to the other subscribers. That's pretty easy, right? All right. Oh, this cigar's got to go. I finally got a bad cigar. I got to get a better cigar. This is common sense, folks. What's happening here? It's common sense. I don't like protest, period. You know, I would eliminate them all, because this is what ends up happening. Thank you for that nice comment about Italian. I appreciate it. After a terrible comment. You got to understand, there's people that come on here. Some are just confused. Some are brainwashed. Some are hypnotized. Some are kids. Some are literally kids. And if you're not 18, you better get the hell out of here. And some are in their 40s and 50s and 60s and 70s. They're still kids. And that I can't help you with. You have to help yourself. So, you know what? If you're on here and you see some of these crazy comments, just ignore them. All right. I don't understand how anybody can support this kind of stuff. I really don't. But that's my opinion. And I said this before. Well, let me stick with the comments. I'll read some comments here. Trump doesn't care about me. How do you know that? See, you're saying something. You're probably a young kid. You don't belong here. Or you're a kid and you're older. How do you know that Trump doesn't care about me? Do you know that? How do you know Trump don't care about you? All right. Just want to throw that out there to that comment. I know a lot of you expect me to say something else, but it's not worth saying. All right. So And I will say this. Some people said Italian, this, that, whatever. Being an Italian American, this would not happen in South Philadelphia. South Philly. I don't know about Southwest or Northeast. It would not happen in Staten Island. No, you will not see that. Okay? We seen what happened in Staten Island and South Philly during COVID. After a week or two, they hire their own, the Italians, community, and they hire their own security guards to say, hey, we're opening up. They're not going to be shut down by this radical. You know, I don't know what happened to the party, guys. I don't know what happened to this country. Well, I do. Barack Obama was part of it. Barack Obama started this mess that we have. This is a total mess. All right, let's see here. American first. America should always be first. Always, in my opinion. You see the flags here. God bless the United States of America. Do you see what's happening in Iran? Do you see how happy Venezuela are? Huh? Would you want to live in another country? Imagine living in Iran right now. You can't communicate with your family. That's what I wanted to say. Just today, they had the phone lines working. Imagine being a Iranian living in the United States. You can't get in contact with your family. That's terrible. It's terrible. I talked about this yesterday. Before I go any farther, thank you so much for being here. And Cuba wants to be free. Trump's got them on the agenda next. You know, Trump says, "Hey, we got to make Cuba free." So, you know, for those who hate America, or I guess what, if you're confused, try living in the other parts of the world and see what the hell they're going through. You know, these protests in Iran right now is up to about 1,100 people have lost their life. These are men and women and kids. You know, breaks your heart, right? And they're begging for Trump to come there and help them so they can escape and have freedom. There are a lot of the Iranians and Persian people are saying they're fed up. It's Trump, Trump, Trump. We don't trust anybody else but Trump. It's now or never. And they're begging Donald Trump, the people and the regime has taken control. And it's now or never. It's a very complicated situation, but they are asking for our help. What's that tell you about Donald Trump? Venezuela, 90% of them are so happy that they took out a dictator, Maduro, and his wife, okay, in the middle of the night. And when I say 90%, the other 10% are drug cartels, right? Illegal. And they're sending that poison and drugs and narcotics and cocaine over to the United States and other parts of the world. And, you know, Trump is taking care of that. They thought he was fake. They thought he was lying. You know, what did they think he was? They thought he was weak, like Biden? No. He's like an Italian. He's like an Irish. He's strong, right? Strong. You want to mess with us. You want to mess with this. We gave you plenty of opportunities to go somewhere else. And he stayed. Guess what? Trump took him out. And now you won't see him anymore. He'll be behind bars. And he'll lose his life behind bars, right? Mexico. They want our help. The people. The drug cartels have taken total control, most recently in the last 2-3 years, and same thing there. Sending drugs to America and drugs there in Mexico, and those people are going through that. They want our help. So we need to worry about that. This situation that's happening in Minneapolis and California and Portland and other parts of the states is, I don't have the words, you know, how our government, or how the Democrats have lied and brainwashed innocent people that trusted their party, people that were hoping that their Democrat party would come true and help the American people. and fight for what they want, which is people that have long-term illness to receive Medicaid, people that need SNAP benefits for a period of time because they were divorced. People are begging, and they are not getting the benefits they're entitled to that the Democrat Party said we will help you. They have lied. They've helped out Somalian community in Minneapolis and other parts of the world. So think about that when you go to vote for midterms, ladies and gentlemen. Please go out and vote. Vote for USA. It's not about Donald Trump. It's not about me. It's not about MAGA. It's about keeping this world common sense and keeping us safe. That's what this is about. We got a party that is running this nation to the ground, and only people that are making out on it is the Democrat Party. Not the Democrat people that are on here and everywhere else. The people are bringing these illegals over that you don't talk about, you don't hear anything talked about anymore, that Trump closed the border. You don't hear anybody saying, oh, the border is closed. No, they won't talk about that, but they'll be showing this. Now I'm looking up, we're going to look at it a little bit more. The crowd for me is getting a little bit bigger, I think. Ice out. All right, should we take a look at the crowd? Maybe it's about the same. They got the guy with the frying pan. He's got 2 frying pans now. He's got 2. I'm not kidding you. 2 frying pans. Why don't he fry some eggs up? Fry them up like the Democrat Party. Why don't he fry some eggs and make some burnt toast? Burnt toast, and because that's the party. Burnt, fried, delusional, out there, don't care. Any other words for the party? Huh? Turn the light off, guys, so you can see a little bit better. Hopefully that's a little bit better to see these paid protests. Look at this guy. Look at these guys. Look at these Scotziads Italian. Look at these Scotziads. Scotziada. Ugly. Crazy. All together. Scotziada. Tom, I agree on that move. I would have fired him the third week, Tom. Patua, I would have fired right away. Another Scotziata. What they should be saying is, are we getting paid? Thank you. Paid protesters. Paid protesters. Yeah, this is crazy. Crazy, people. Welcome in, Felicia, long-time subscriber. Shout out to Felicia.
In a day
Chris.
that has been basically
Crazy,
a month's
crazy.
worth of breaking news, I do want to go back to earlier tonight when I read a quote from Stephen Miller via the DHS Gov on Twitter, the Department of Homeland Security, claiming where Stephen Miller claims that you have immunity to perform your duties and no city official, yada, 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 yada. Obviously wrong.
So, ladies and gentlemen, to bring everybody who's coming in don't understand exactly what's going on, just bring everybody up to date real quick if I could. Shout out to Felicia once again, long-time subscriber. Appreciate Felicia. Listen, here's what's going on. This is a hotel where they assume that these Democrat, in my opinion, protesters are getting paid. The ice ages are sleeping or ready to go to sleep, maybe sleep and have a dinner, and to come out tomorrow and do their job that they should be doing by sending illegals back to Somalia in this particular case or anywhere else. They are there to keep anything from escalating. And these people are knocking, banging, screaming, F, ICE, at times calling Trump bad names and this, that, whatever. It's been going on now for several days. As somebody said about 30 minutes ago, you get tired of it. Most of these people are probably between the ages of 18 and 40. I did see somebody a little older, but I'm bad with ages. And, and the governor and Chuck Schumer and the governor Tim Walz and Ilhan Omar, the congresswoman, they're not standing up. Gavin Newsom in California, they are actually rallying these protesters because if they cared about these people's lives or if they cared about America, they would, you would think they would have one of their somebody, their chief of staff or anybody, or even them, say, hey, we will stop this, okay? Maybe we're not for what ICE is doing. They shouldn't say that either. But you will leave now. We will stop this, if you call it a protest. Stop it. Go home. Be safe. Go home. Go with your family. That's what should be going on, ladies and gentlemen. And they're not seeing leadership. So these people, you can't really blame them. They're going to do what they're told. And they have been convinced and hypnotized. And better words. Hold on one second, guys. One short second. Trying to get the audio back. So you got to hold on 1 second, guys. Let me 1 second here. So here, I'll turn the camera and I'll talk. So for me, I believe most of us on here, if we have a brain in our head, you know, you would assume tomorrow's Wednesday that this would be lifted, you know, and they would, leaderships would come out and say, hey, we don't advise this anymore. This is not what we're about. We want our party to stand tall. If you call it a party, I'm referring to the Democrat Party, and we'll go home. There's other ways to go about this, but they have not done this. I haven't seen it from Gavin Newsom in California. I haven't seen a governor in California do anything since Ronald Reagan, but they encourage these protesters. I mean, they might as well be out there with them. But you know what, folks? You don't see Tim Walz out there, do you? Sure, he's home. Probably sleeping now in his warm bed, right? And hopefully this is a distraction for allegedly the fraud he's made in Minneapolis. You don't see anything. Ayan Omar, where's she at? Where's the congresswoman? You know, you heard her come out and say it's bad what they're doing to her community, referring to the Somali community. You know, well, I'm sorry, ma'am. Should we call her a ma'am? Should we call her a ma'am? There's other words I can use, but I won't. I'll be nice. You know, she's part of the scam. She's and if she wasn't part of the scam, she's already made it clear she hates America, right? So she's another one encouraging this. And if this continues to happen, you know, it's going to end up more people getting hurt and maybe losing their lives. And Donald Trump is fed up. Donald Trump has said enough is enough. Enough is enough. What happened? Well, oh, these guys are upstairs. Looks like he's videoing it. This guy's doing a video. I'm just kidding. You know, this takes away. You know, there's crime being going on in Minnesota right now. When I say crime, you know, there's traffic crime, there's domestic violence. Unfortunately, you know, this world we live in, right? It's unstable at times, and it's taken away, you know, the police department here to addressing other issues that could be going on. This has to stop. And for those who agree on protests, for conversation purpose, okay, maybe for one day, maybe in a park. I've said this multiple times, but for those who are coming in, I want everybody to hear this. A park, daytime, organize, you know, have signs, whatever you want to do, but not at night, not these words, the hate on Trump, President Trump, ICE agents. This is not America, folks. This is not what we're about. Is this what we're about? This is not what United States of America, Minneapolis is about. California, New York, etc. We are not about this. We are about let law and order handle. Now, just say this. There's always a couple bad apples in local police department. I'm sure ICE agents, physicians, bartenders, personal trainers, so on and so forth. But the majority of these people are doing what they're supposed to do, and that's protect the residents of Minneapolis or wherever you might be. That's, for me, is what we're about. We're not about this. All right, what's going on here? They're moving the camera. If I'm making, it's not me making you dizzy. It's the camera. Hey, shout out to the cameraman, no, because if it wasn't for the independent journalists there, we wouldn't even have this coverage. Yeah, most of them are pretty young. But regardless, young, old, middle age, you don't have this. You don't have this. Crazy, 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 folks. On this Tuesday. And I hope I'm wrong. I said this a couple days ago. Unfortunately, you're going to see this probably into the night hours. Probably tomorrow night, Wednesday. But Donald Trump has stated we will bring in more and more and more ICE agents to the state of Minneapolis or California or anywhere else. We'll bring in another 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. You guys agree with that sign there? Hitler? ICE out of campus. ICE out of campus. Did that say Somalia on there? Did anybody make that out? Did it say Somali? Hey, thank you for the likes. If you're watching this on your phone, it just takes 2 steps to hit the like, so thank you. If you're watching this on your laptop, we appreciate those who are watching it. If you're watching on your TV, we appreciate all the likes. Just a few steps to hit the like. We appreciate it. Hey, thank you, moderators, for taking your time. These last couple of days have been very busy with protests in Iran and Minneapolis and California. Trump's been busy working for us, the United States. He's working for Republicans. He's working for independents, Democrats. He's working for Venezuela. He's working for Cuba. He's working for the world, Iran. Our president is working for the whole world. It's something that we haven't seen in many, many administrations. We haven't seen this. Not like this, in my opinion. I've seen a lot of presidents. I voted for some that did okay. I voted for some that I was very disappointed. We have now seen just over a year now, a year and a couple days, a year and 7 days now, of a president that's taken charge. And a president that's going to take charge here. And if he doesn't see this quiet down soon, he will bring in more ICE agents and whatever it takes to eliminate these people and get these people safe back out of this situation. And for a lot of yous that are on here, and I agree with a lot of yous, for me, a lot of these people are paid protesters. I would say probably 90% or more are paid protesters here from an organization from the radical left Democrat Party, Antifa, and many, many more. And they should be looking in the mirror saying, how did they go this far? How did they go so far? Palon, thank you for putting that in here, in the comment. I seen that. Thank you. So, one more time in the chat. Are we for these organizations? I'm not going to say protests. Yes or no? Are we for, is this America organizing this stuff? Yes? Or why? Or no? Or N? Are we for this organization here? I know I am not. I am not. Dan says yes. A few people say yes. I don't think this is the right way to go. There is no solution in this, folks. No solution. Somebody says F no. There is no solution. These people should be home with their family, with their boyfriends, the partners, the girlfriends, and, talking about it among each other. These police officers are white, they're black, they're Republican, they're Democrats, they're gay, and they're out there risking their life, folks. They don't tell you that on CNN, right? They don't tell you that. I'm telling you this. You think they're all MAGA? Do you actually think all these officers and ICE agents are all MAGA? Come on, folks. Put some cold water on your face. It's not true. Think they're all straight? Of course not. Think they're all white? Of course not. Of course not. You think they want to be involved in this? The answer to that is, of course not. They want to be there doing their job and taking people that they're told to do and get them back to the other countries and protect American soil. That is their job. And these police officers want to protect the city of Minneapolis in this case. That's what they have been, went to school, to boot camp, to train for, not to stay here and fear their life. I never thought I'd see this kind of stuff. Hour after hour, day after day, wanting these ICE agents to leave. All right, I'll get a little bit. I'll put the volume back for one more time.
The official noise level is over. If you want to stay back and make noise, you are free to do so. And there will be some organizers remaining behind to act as observers in any case of escalation to law enforcement. But the official noise demo that is organized, the organized portion, is going to conclude with a march to McNamara. So if you are planning on heading out, you might as well march to McNamara with us. So we're going to start gathering over here so we can get the march ready. If you are staying behind to continue making noise, feel free to do so. And fuck ICE always.
Feel free to do so, she says. Exactly, Ozzy. It's even from our country. Feel free to do so. You heard her. Feel free to do so. Otherwise, we're walking the other part. You heard it, folks. Thank you. Did you hear that? Did you hear what she just said? I don't even think she was from America. She said, feel free to continue to protest. They get paid. They get paid. Holy shit. They're not leaving, they're going to another part.
So
Wow, crazy, 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 folks. Insane. Insane. You heard her say it.
it's been a 12-hour day for status quo.
Crazy, crazy stuff happening, ladies and gentlemen, in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Nuts. Nuts. All right, I'm going to turn the camera around. I'm going to turn some light on. I'm going to read some comments. Let me turn some light on. All right, so this is the time I'm going to read some comments for last time. So I'm going to read some comments, address some comments. I'm totally in shock what is happening in Minneapolis. What do you guys think? You heard her say it. You couldn't. It's hard to understand her, right, Ozzy? But as a subscriber said, was she even from America? Be free to stay. You know, is she the president of the organization, the vice president, secretary, spokesperson? Who was she? You know, who was she? Who the hell was she? And I'm going to say this again, folks. These are probably paid protesters, and the world came to this. The world came to this. The radical left has hate America. They hate Donald Trump so much that he can go ahead and cure any kind of disease tomorrow. And they would say, well, he didn't cure it the way they wanted to see it. And that's what this nation came about. Again, I'm against all protests. That's me. But for those who say a protest is peaceful, then have it in a park. Have it for a couple hours the day after, on a weekend. These people are doing it at 2 in the afternoon, 1 in the afternoon, 9 in the morning. Most people are working. Unless, of course, you're retired. Or you can't work. Or you're suffering from an illness. You know, but most people work. Most of these people are 18 to about 40. I'm looking for my water. I'm sorry. Or 40 years old. In between that, right? And they're not working. I don't mean like this evening, but even this evening, truck drivers on. But no, why should they work when they're stealing our money, getting paid by an organization and through Antifa, you know? And it came to this. I've said this before, guys. You can do what the hell you want, but April 15th is coming sooner than later. And I stand up and say, you know what? I might write IRS a letter. And I'm going to have it written up nice. Why should I pay taxes? Somalians aren't. They're stealing our taxpaying money. Why should we have to pay our taxes, our portion, which is 25, 30, 40% of our taxpaying money? Why should we pay federal taxes to other states and cities that are taking our money? Most of us have no problem of our tax being paid for American people who need Medicaid, who need child care, and SNAP. Give it to American people who need it for a while or long term. And for those who are encouraging these kind of protests, maybe for those who are coming in here, I get it. You're mixed up. You're hypnotized. You hate Trump that mad. But I'm sure behind closed doors, you probably don't mean it. I blame the news, CNN. I blame The View. I blame these Chuck Schumer, the leader of the Democrat Party. I blame Ilhan Omar. You can't blame the people in Minneapolis. I know you're saying, well, why not? You know, they trust their government. They trust their officials. They voted that way because they were hoping for a better, you know, their government to lead them in a safer. And what happened? They threw it to their face. Why did President Trump eventually win? Because most people, he won because common sense, open borders. I talked to a lot of Democrats, family members, people I love who are Democrats, still are. They say it's a disgrace on what happened with the borders. It's a disgrace what's happening with these protest organization. I keep saying protest, but most of these Democrats, all they want is they want to work on a being peace, a safer, a better economy. Even those who don't particularly like Trump, his language, his body language, I'm hearing from them, you know what? Enough is enough. We don't have a party anymore. That's what they're saying. These moderate Democrats have given up on their party. Some don't want to vote at all. I don't blame them. Some are switching over to be conservative until their party eventually gets it back. And they will. They will. I know, here comes the boos. Boo! In 20 years, they'll get it back. But as what I'm seeing, what we are seeing, it's gone. They lost the love. They've lost the connection. They've lost everything. Everything about America. And this is why Donald Trump won. This is why Marco Rubio or J.D. Vance or Pete Hegseth or one of those three or some other will continue. The torch will be handed off. But ladies and gentlemen, that cannot happen unless we vote on midterms. November 3rd. We must not take it for granted and say, it'll be okay. Somebody else will vote. It's too cold or it's too hot. I don't think it'll be hot in November unless maybe Miami. No, go out and vote. Vote. And speaking of voting, we need to have a system where it should be in person unless you are physically disabled or very sick. And then you should go through an ID me or some kind of, this has to stop. We can have no more fraud here in the United States. We have to have proper elections. And for me, we got to save America. Otherwise, Trump will not get anything done in 26 on November 4th. And November 4th, it will stop, right? In November 4th, it will stop. Trump will not get anything done. All you're going to hear is impeachment, impeachment, impeachment. Hitler and dictator. So we must mark that down on our calendar. If you're young or old or middle age or whatever you are, please, we cannot let this continue. It will lead to what's happening. This is a complete joke. In fact, I can't even watch any more of it. I really can't. I can't. Sorry. I know some of you want to see it. I can't. And I mean, it's just upsetting the more I see. It's not the way to go. And I believe that Donald Trump will have a press conference tomorrow on this particular situation. And he's not going to be happy. Let me just see something here. I thought I'd seen reports that Trump... Hold on. I don't think Trump is... Could he still be up? Hold on. Oh, okay. So they're just talking about Iran right now and the protesters. You know, we have another protest happening right now in Iran. Up to the death toll now is about 1,000 people, maybe more. The only good news is they finally opened up the phone line so people can communicate who are living in the United States. The Persian people can communicate now with the loved ones a little bit. I don't know how long that's going to be, but for a lot of you are confused. Iran wants freedom. As of the last couple of weeks, I believe a couple of weeks, maybe a little less, they have not communicated with the loved ones who live in Iran. They are begging and asking our president, Donald Trump, for assistance. And Trump has made it clear that he wants to have Air Force bring in our military into Iran and to bring freedom back and to remove their regime. And the problem is, who do you trust? Who do you put in? Do you put the people in? Should we just let the people run the government? I say no, but maybe they need to for a short period of time. What's your thoughts on that before we end? What's your thoughts on Iran? What do we do? And thank you for that donation. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. I know I missed a few, but thank you. And for those who subscribed this evening, I just want to say thank you so much. We welcome you, so welcome in. Thank you for being part of this podcast and this community. I just want to say this quick. My wife said I don't say it enough, and she's right. We do help out the homeless on here. So thank you so much for all your help, subscribing, liking, even the people who disagree. Thank you. It does help out the channel. And at the end of the day, we help out the homeless people, the veterans here who served our country here in Las Vegas area. That's where I'm coming in at. So thank you. All right. Iran needs to become Persia. Epstein. Appreciate it. Yes, that's what we do here. And once again, I say this multiple times. I know a lot of my loyal subscribers, some of you probably get tired of hearing it, and that's fine. But for those who are new, when we help out the homeless people, me and my wife and my family, Actually, I'll go a little farther. Anybody that donates or becomes a member, we don't ask them if they're a Democrat. We don't ask them if they're Republican. We don't ask them, what their race is. Do they believe in God? We do is we help somebody who's hungry, right? You know how it feels to be hungry for hours and days? You know how it feels not to have have a conversation, a cup of coffee, a soda, Mike, and that kind of stuff. So we don't ask them those questions. I don't ask them their story. That's not me, unless they respond and want to tell me. But that's what we like to do. There's a lot of great YouTubers out there doing it. A lot of people will say, why are they showing it? I think on behalf of the homeless podcasts out there, this is on behalf of all of us. We are making a homeless awareness for what? For the government, including Donald Trump. Both sides need to do more. See, I am not afraid to call out our president, okay, who I voted for 3 times. I will call them all out. The governor that I voted for, and myself included. We got to do much, much more to help out struggling Americans, whether they have a small business and they need federal funding, whether they had some bad times, and whether they're out in the streets, the cold streets, the hot streets of Vegas, the cold streets of Vegas, that kind of stuff. We need to continue caring for our people. And I will beat everybody to the homeless thing real quick. I'll make this quick. Absolutely, there's people who want to be homeless, but I pray for them too. These people are suffering from a mental disturbance and mental illness, and they need help. And 95% of them really need help. And they need to come off the street, because I believe nobody should be on the streets unless they're doing some kind of a camping adventure, YouTube videos, and enjoy the nature life and trying to find their identity, or just doing it for fun. But otherwise, people need help. We need to continue helping out our own before we help out the other nations. And that's that. All right, I'm going to read a few more comments before we go here. We got to do something with healthcare. Somebody said universal. Trump is trying different ways to help with healthcare. Free Palestine. Yeah. Estimated death toll among Iran protesters are in the thousands. Wow. Like I said, in the thousands. As we can see, we do have some little people in here, aka unorganized trolls, whatever you want to call them. We love ICE. I certainly love ICE. Yep. Absolutely. I'm 100% for ICE. Yeah. ICE, ICE, baby. Once again, guys, it's not going away anytime soon, but Trump has acknowledged the situation happening in Minneapolis. We got other things to handle, like in Iran, and he's made it clear to Tim Walz. First of all, Tim Walz will probably be in prison soon, allegedly who did these crimes of fraud, knowing about the crime. Either way, he was stupid or in on it, he's got to go, as they would say. In on it or involved in it, he's got to go. He's sending more agents, federal agents, to Minneapolis. You're not going to mess around with Trump. You know, Trump will make sure that this does not continue, and it needs to stop. So we've been covering this now for a little over an hour, actually about an hour, 40 minutes or so. And it's sad what we're seeing. Most of us agree that it's not the way to go. Knocking on doors of hotels, hoping that the ice agents, you think the ice agents are actually going to come out? They're sleeping, ready to go for tomorrow. And most people have made their mind up on that horrific incident with Renee Good. People mindsets were already made up before they even seen the video. You know, most people that are hypnotized on hating Donald Trump and ICE agents didn't even have to look at it. Their minds were made up. They didn't even have to look at it. And then the ones who did look at it, they're only going to see and hear what the politicians, 90% of them are telling them, and fake news outlets. And that's that. And Antifa and these organizations, in my opinion. That's what you're seeing. And it's sad. It's sad to become to this. I never thought I'd see it this bad. I knew it would get bad, but not like this. Not like this. Once again, shout out to the moderators that were on here tonight. Everybody from Mike M. to Crystal, to Isabel, to Janine. I believe Richard was in here. If I missed any of the moderators, I apologize. But thank you so much for your continuing help on this channel. Thank you. And thank you for all the loyal subscribers that have been with me since we've been started. And all those who came on for the first time, welcome in. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you, Carmen. All right. Palon, thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. So what do you think? What's the next, before we sign off, what is next for Minneapolis? What do we see? What's your thoughts next on Minneapolis? Do you think by tomorrow Trump will send in more federal agents? Do you think that these organizations will be broken up into pieces? Or do you think it'll continue for another 24 to 48 hours? Or do you think it won't stop until they remove ICE agents? I can tell you this, what I just said, I don't think they're going to remove the ICE agents. If anything, Trump's going to continue coming in. But what's your thoughts? Maybe I'm wrong. What's your thoughts? I just want to take a minute, shout out to Canada. Thank you for your donation. Democrats voted for Tim Walz. Yeah, it's true, but like I said, if you missed what I said, I don't blame the majority of the people in Minneapolis. Hold on one second. I shouldn't be eating and talking. I shouldn't be eating in front of the camera, but I was a little hungry. I rushed to do this live tonight. I don't blame the majority of the people that voted for Tim Walz. These were people that are nice people in Minneapolis. I know a lot of people that live there, Democrats, Republicans. Yeah, there are Republicans there too. They trusted Tim Walz. They trusted who was running for vice president, remember? And they trusted him. They trusted Ilhan Omar. I don't know how, but they did. They trusted their government. And I would say behind closed doors, the Americans in Minnesota are probably fed up. The people are just getting by. The people that are on welfare programs, the people that are on SNAP benefits are not getting their SNAP benefits as much as they feel they should get. Electrical assistance. What else are we missing? Child care. All these assistance programs. They voted Tim Walz because they believed in him, and a lot of them believed that he was going to help out the businesses. So they had trust in Tim Walz. And Tim Walz let them down. And that's that. And for me, he's got to go. He has to go. To jail or step down. Whether he was involved or not involved, he was stupid, unorganized. In other words, I can't say or won't say. And that's that. And same as Gavin Newsom. Another loser. Another loser. So, you want to see the Marines help ICE? Yeah. Hey, shout out to our military, by the way. Thank you for putting that comment. The Marines and Army, Navy and Air Force. Great job, veterans. Great job, military. God bless you all. Without the military, forget about it. What do we have? But yeah, that's great. Have the Marines step in. Hold on. Hold on 1 second, guys. I'm reading something here. 1 second. Maybe 2. I think... Well, I don't know. I'm not going to say it. It's got to do with Iran. I'll just say this. It's getting closer. Our military might be stepping into Iran. Whiskey Tango, I missed your high five, fist bump. Thank you. Thank you so much for all your support and everybody else who helped supported today's live stream and previous. We appreciate you. We love our military. That comment came in through Red. I believe it's Red and Wild. We love our military. Thank you. Yes, we do. So I think I got to lower my voice. Got to respect the neighbors. I think we're getting closer and closer, our military, to go into Iran and straighten that. Many protesters are losing their lives. So I think we're getting very close on striking Iran and trying to figure out who their regime and remove them. You know, remember this happened under Bush with Iraq. It's a very tough situation. Anyhow, I'm looking up and down, and matter of fact, I wonder if news is reporting this. All right. I was reading an article, but I wonder if the news... Yeah, there's got to be something on the news on this, because I'm reading some sources that they are... it's going to happen when we don't expect it, you know? So hold on 1 second. Let me see if I get some news here. Give me a couple seconds. Yeah, I think we're moments. That's a very sad situation that's happening in Iran. Now, for those who are saying that our president, the best president in our lifetime, and shortly might be the best president ever, are saying that Trump should be in prison. Give me one reason why. Give me one reason. Very good. Very good. What's that? Oh, thank you.
You done?
Now I'm reading some last comments. They're saying Trump belongs in prison. Some people. They said he belongs in prison. Obama was the worst. Can you believe what I'm saying is the worst president? He started this mess. Did I say Obama? Obama, yeah. Barack Obama, the worst. The worst of the worst. He started the committee run by Joseph Biden, Elizabeth Warren, Pete Buttigieg, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, not in that order, Hunter Biden. He started it, and Barack Obama. He started this And this is where we're at. This is part of the problem with all this protests, hate, and everything else. He did nothing good, Barack Obama. He was a good salesperson. I'll give him that. He was good on the internet. He was good on reaching out to the young voters in colleges. I'll give him that. He was smart. But at the end of the day, he was the worst. The worst. Complete worst. In Italian, we say scazziato, the worst. And that's that. I think most of you know he was the worst. His health care did nothing but destroy America. Trump, he's pretty close. He's coming closer and closer to becoming the best president ever. He's got to do one or two more things for me to become the best. 2 or maybe 3. Certainly 2. But he's pretty close. All right. All right, guys. I'm going to sign off here in just a bit. I'll give everybody a minute or two if they want to put a last-minute comment or say goodbye for those who are chatting among each other. Thank you, my friends, for being here. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate it. Once again, let's pray. We pray for Minneapolis. We pray for Donald Trump. We hope that, better things happen in the next 24, 48 hours. We certainly have a situation we're going to be monitoring in Iran. Keep notifications on because I have a feeling it's going to be sooner than later. So make sure you have subscribed and have all notifications if you enjoy the content, and I'll bring you what's going on around the world. Certainly, we're going to keep our eyes tuned to the protests in Minneapolis. I mean, I hope it's finished, but I don't think it will be. Portland and California, and certainly Iran and other parts of the world. ICE is not going to go anywhere. I can tell you that. Donald Trump has made it clear he's going to send in more federal ICE agents. 1 second. 1 second here. Hold on.
Messersmith, Justice Samuel Alito wants to know how we can debate sex discrimination in a trans athlete case when there's a debate over what sex is.
Thought they were going to get on the Iran situation, but I guess they're not. Fox panel. All right. Somebody says, bye-bye, scumbag. World War III. Interesting. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Hi, guys. I just want to say this. Thank you so much. Hey, be safe. Stay out of these protests. If you live in that area, don't get involved. Stay home. Not worth it. It doesn't accomplish anything. It leads to... it can lead to, injuries and jail and time. It's not worth your life. It's too precious. Whatever way you look at the situation, it does not accomplish anything. Thank you all for being here. We hit 260 likes. That's great. Make sure you check out. I have some short videos helping out the homeless people. If you want to watch some of that and support the homeless community, we have certainly many videos each and every day. Thank you so much, guys. God bless. I'll see you on the next live stream. Make sure you show some love to the other YouTube channels if you enjoy their content. Thank you so much. God bless. I'm out. Love you back. Take care, guys.